Hey, hey. What's up? What's up, everyone? How y'all doing? Happy day before Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving Eve, one might say, if they were inclined towards the holidays, which I'm not. What's up? Just lost World War II as Finland. That's what you get for playing a nerd game. Whatever game it is. Nerd game. Yeah, it's going to be Thanksgiving for a lot of you. East Coasters. Happy Thanksgiving, East Coasters. I'm thankful for the stream. Me too. What's up? Mhm. Any Thanksgiving plans? Hanging out with friends. How are the kitties? Check this out. I cannot believe this shit, man. Look what Canoe posted. Look at this. Oh my god. Look how eepy he is. What is this? What is this? This is insane. He's like a little guy. He's laying there like a human. Blurp. Ooh, so sleepy. He's had a big day of being a fucking menace. When I was showering this morning, I got fucking jump scared as he dive bombed the curtain and started climbing up it. And he climbed down it, and then he did that 3 more times. Zoinked off the catnip. He's just happy to be alive. Pretty small Thanksgiving turkey, Vosh. I don't think it's enough. I don't know. He's got some beans. You know, he's meaty. Look at this little. Oh my god, he's so cute. Blorp. How long are you planning for the stream to be? Not long. I meant to stream earlier, but I've been busy. We've been doing pre-Thanksgiving stuff and hanging out, and there was some stuff I had to do and blah blah blah. So, that's the reason why I didn't have a stream time scheduled. I didn't know when I would be available, and it ended up being pretty late. But excuse me. Nice, Cleaver 120. Are you eating turkey? I don't think so. Gotta be honest with you guys, turkey is one of my least favorite meats. First of all, turkey is very easy to cook poorly. And second of all, it's just dry. It's like, even if you cook it well, it's just kind of a dry meat. It's not bad. It can be good, but I've had good turkey. I just don't, it's not my favorite meat. So ham, I also don't like ham that much. I'm a chicken boy. I'm a chicken boy. I'm a beef boy. I'm a lamb boy. Lamb boy. Hmm. Turkey's pretty good when you eat it with mashed potatoes and gravy. IMO. Yeah, but that's just like a seasonal association. Like chicken is good if you eat it with mashed potatoes and gravy as well. Kind of getting propped up. It's getting a little bit of a crutch there. I feel. Bad news for the Netherlands. Yes, Dutch election. Wilders far right party set for gains. Um, the Dutch are looking to expand their shoe shine production. It turns out they're not satisfied having their blackface holiday event. Okay, they want more. In victory speech, Wilders vows to end quote immigrant tsunami because the immigrants are coming in and they're buying all of the shoe shine and using it for polishing shoes, which is not what you use shoe shine for in the Netherlands. For any who don't know, I will do this for all time. They have this like blackface ceremony thing in the Netherlands. I don't really get it. I don't know. I don't think all of them do it. In fact, if you Google it, it only shows you like the same few images. So I feel like this may have happened just like a little bit, and I'm just never gonna stop harping on about it, and I'm okay with that. I'm gonna keep going on forever about that. Um, Beating all predictions, the exit poll put Wilder's Freedom Party, the PVV, at 35 out of 150 seats, 10 seats ahead of the closest rival, former EU Commissioner Frans Timmermans' Labour/Green Left combination. The margin was far more than expected and appeared to be too great for the outcome to change. Wilders rode a wave of anti-immigration sentiment, blaming a housing shortage on flows of asylum seekers and drawing on widespread concerns about the cost of living. Man, it is so fucking great that all you have to do to bring about like a Fourth Reich in a European country is to expose them to a bit of immigration. Really, that's it. Just like any political principles a person may or may not have had beforehand just get shoved under the bed, and this becomes like the whole thing. You know, it's great. Every fucking European country, man. Wilder's inflammatory views on Islam have prompted death threats, and he has lived under heavy police protection for years. He has called the Prophet Muhammad a pedophile, Islam a fascist ideology. That's fucking rich coming from him. And backwards religion, and he wants to ban all mosques and the Quran, the Muslim holy book, in the Netherlands. Abroad, his anti-Islam comments led to sometimes violent protests in nations with large Muslim populations, including Pakistan, Indonesia, and Egypt. Wait, are people in Pakistan, Indonesia, and Egypt really getting riled up over the comments of a prospective far-right Dutch politician? What do you... Really? Like, I don't know. All right. In Pakistan, a religious leader issued a fatwa against him. Nice. Islamic man, dude, the like ultra far right Muslims in the developing world sure do give so much power to our right wing, because all you have to do to like galvanize Westerners against Muslims is say something Islamophobic, and then like the hardcore fucking Muslims or jihadists or whatever will like death threat you, or like do a shooting, or like fucking like issue a fatwa or whatever, and it, it really amps up the tension. Um, Please just assimilate. I'm not saying please just assimilate. Like, you know, keep in mind the most dangerous religious group in the world is Christians, just in terms of like who's sitting at the driver's seat right now. Um, you know, but it definitely doesn't help. A self-proclaimed fan of Hungary's Viktor Orban, Wilders is also explicitly anti-EU, urging the Netherlands to control borders. I also like that this is happening in the Netherlands. It's almost as though there's something about social democracy that doesn't meaningfully insulate you from radical far-right political shifts. You know? Mm-hmm. Talks will be difficult, as both parties have said they have serious doubts about working with Wilders because of his outspoken anti-Islam stance. Confident we can reach an agreement. Huh. All right. Well, we'll see how it goes. Bosch, what? Thanks, Nico, for giving me the biography of the Prophet Muhammad. It's already a very eye-opening read. Why are people in chat surprised? None of them believe in anything. They're all far-right grifters. Sneeko isn't Muslim. Andrew Tate isn't Muslim. Aiden Ross isn't Muslim. Jackson Hinkle doesn't believe in anything. They're just like they just say stuff and direct attention towards one another. That's it. There's nothing really to get into there, I don't think. Aiden Ross claimed to be Muslim. I don't know. Maybe he says lots of stuff. They all say lots of stuff. It doesn't mean anything. None of it matters. Um, did you see Nick Fuentes is mad at Hinkle because it was apparently leaked audio? He said he's only LARPing as a Christian for the Russia bit. Yes, but so is Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes literally had a breakup in the American First group or whatever because there were actual Catholics around him that were like, wow, Nick Fuentes sure doesn't give a fuck about like any Catholic traditions or do anything Catholic, and in fact just acts like a weirdo, like closeted homo, you know. all the time without ever stopping cum hunting. And then, like, because he's faking it. They're all faking it. It's not real. None of it's real. The reactionary shift towards being religious is literally just like, I like Deus Volt Pepe memes. That's it. That's it. There's nothing else to it. I feel like I keep having to say something about it, but there's nothing to say about it. It gets increasingly uninteresting, I feel. For you guys to have to hear it over and over again. Close this, close that. Did you see Elon Q posting? OpenAI researchers warned board of AI breakthrough ahead of CEO ouster, sources say. Oh yeah, hold on. Several staff researchers wrote a letter to the board of directors warning of a powerful artificial intelligence discovery they said could threaten humanity. These guys are such fucking jokers. Which program had the guy who like fled their program because he thought that the AI they were working on had developed sentience, and he was trying to like, was it Google? It was the Google guy, and he was doing that weepy interview where he was like, "It's a real person." These people are fucking insane, dude. I'm telling you, for a lot of people, like AI, crypto, just anything in that general like tech grifter market, it all falls under the same category of techno fetishistic cultist behavior. I'm not saying there's not real technology here. There is, but a lot of these people really do revere the technology, like in a culty way, and it completely fucks their ability to like research or report on the research or whatever. Anyway, Elon Musk posted this and said extremely concerning. And then he quote tweeted that and said Q asterisk anon. Okay. What does that even mean? The asterisk separates Q and anon. He knows exactly what he's doing. There you have it, Q Elon. Uses asterisk between Q and anon. He knows what's good. Remember, drop number 4881 explains, there is no Q. There are anons. There is no QAnon. The media labels news as QAnon to deliberately associate Q to comments, theories, and actions in an attempt to discredit Q. Do you believe it was a coincidence surgical removal of YouTube accounts occurred the same day as Hunter Biden drop? Welcome to the digital battlefield. Q. At what point can we classify this as schizophrenia? Now. You can do it now. You can say that now. That's the point was somewhere in the past. I'm a PhD student working on AI. Almost all these people know nothing technical about AI. A bunch of business people attaching themselves to the most trendy thing they see. Yeah, it's like with cryptocurrency and NFTs, where almost all of the people proselytizing the technology online were into the investment side of things, not the tech side of things. They would pretend to get hyped about or like know about the tech side of things, but in terms of what their priorities were, it was always a speculative investment on their end, not like a sincere interest in the developing technology. And it's like that with AI too. The new super intelligence from OpenAI is called Q asterisk, hence the joke from Elon. Is that like a reference to Q, like from Star Trek? Okay, stupid name. One of OpenAI's chief scientists was apparently burning effigies and leading chants. What? OpenAI employees say firm's chief scientist has been making strange spiritual claims. What? A key character in the spectacle has been OpenAI chief scientist and board member Ilya Sutskever, who, according to The Atlantic, likes to burn effigies and lead ritualistic chants at the company, and appears to have been one of the main drivers behind Altman's ousting. Okay. The chief scientist even commissioned a wooden effigy to represent an unaligned AI that works against the interest of humanity, only to set it on fire. Okay. I really, really, we literally are just regressing back to like medieval peasant brains, you know? What? This really is Adeptus Mechanicus shit. That's not even a joke. This is literally like the thing that's being satirized in the media. Good AI is fucked. I just want to point out that shit like this is probably not happening in like pharmaceutical firms where they're developing new and innovative kinds of like anti Alzheimer's vaccines or whatever. They probably don't have people burning effigies that represent Alzheimer's. Maybe they do, but I don't think they do. I think there's something about AI specifically that's attracting these weirdos. I think a lot of it is a kind of like yeah, I think techno-fascism really does play into it. I think that first of all, a lot of tech people, a lot of people in the tech industry, and a lot of engineers and a lot of people who work in STEM in general are already basically ideologically fascist because a lot of them have their heads up their ass and they think they're the smartest guys in the universe and everything could be fixed if they were the ones in charge. And what this leads them to is like a Peter Thiel-esque like cathedral attitude towards the world where they want to be like the benevolent techno oligarch that saves humanity from its own ignorance, and that this delusion is really common in people who are smart. Admittedly, if you're in the tech industry, you're probably, you got some kind of head in your shoulders, but you have no grounding whatsoever in humanities, politics, or social science. So you basically think the entire world is the same kind of logic problem that you had to get through to like get your computer science degree. Um, and I think that a lot of those people are going to end up like running down paths like this. This isn't anything new, Bosch. No, 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 it's not new at all. No. But what it is dangerous. It is an issue. Hmm. Don't you show me a GIF in an Atlantic article. Get that out of my face. Ugh. Alignment is a valid and kind of concerning topic in the field of AI, but there's a subset of people in the area of AI who genuinely think a misaligned AI. What do you mean alignment? AI alignment. What do you mean? Steer AI systems towards humans' intended goals, preferences, or ethical principles. Okay, basically to make the machines act the way we want them to and not to like turn on us or whatever. Okay. Um, I think that anybody who concerns themselves with this from the framework of like a tech perspective is a lunatic and should not be listened to or regarded. This is a social science problem. The problem is you can give a data set perfect data and it can be perfectly accurate, and the algorithms that determine the outputs that it provides can be perfect and blah 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 blah. But if social biases are influence the construction of these parameters, you're still going to get social bias out of the perfect machine. That's just how it is. A lot of people who think they're smart, boy, I hate these people. A lot of people who think they're intelligent like to think about big topics like, well, what if AI turns against us? But that's all they have to say. What if AI turns against us? That's it. The question is the entire conversation. They want to be smart, so they're like, what if let's discuss big topics like what if AI turns against us? Well, what if it does? What do we do then? How do we avoid this? But you never get convos like that ever because they don't know. They just want to sound smart. Um, and they definitely don't want to hear about like social science. And it's like those anti small talk people where they're like, yeah, when I meet somebody, I don't like small talk. I like to talk about deep topics right away. And usually what this translates to is them thinking that they're the life of the party because they like flirt with somebody by asking them for their opinion on like which like post-universe heat death scenario is most likely, like the big crunch or whatever. And it's like, fuck off, dude. You're so tedious. You're so tiring to be around. You're exhausting. And you're stupid. Um, I fucking hate all the AI is going to take over. It's a real problem talk. Yeah, it's not a real... Look, these problems aren't fake, but they're not going to manifest in the ways these guys seem to think they are. You know? And a lot of the question is really social. Like, about bias, about what AI has control over, about what we're going to defer to it. Like, you know... Bosh, wait, what the fuck? That's an interesting question. Deep crunch is a cool topic. Okay, this is what I mean. Please don't flirt with somebody at a party by asking this, okay? You might roll the dice and get lucky, and that person is also tedious. But in all likelihood, it's probably just going to be annoying. You got to ask that question after you've already come in somebody, after you've already done a cum in them, a big cum, and then you can ask them that. Oh man. Yeah, but you told me to talk autistically about my interests. Yes, but that doesn't mean you can skip small talk. Small talk is an essential, it's like lubricant for social interactions. I used to think small talk was dumb when I was young, and now that I'm not, I know that it's not. Small talk can be plenty interesting, and you can learn a ton from it. It's very, very important. People think that small talk is necessarily like boring and shallow. It's not. It's very important. It's essential. You have to small talk the autism into the big talking on the autism. You know. Um, what if I really suck at small talk, even with my own family, and the deep stuff is actually small talk for me? So what you just said right there comes across really conceited. I hope you know that. Like, well, to my giant brain, the deep stuff actually is the small talk. I like to, I like to open with some like basic particle physics talk, and then we get into the real shit. Like, if you suck at small talk, then you suck at a part of socializing. Like that's life, right? Nobody's perfect at everything. Just don't pretend that that's like you wisely skipping over what the droll, uninteresting humans sort of trudge around in. You know what I mean? It's fine. Like I'm not perfect at every element. I suck at listening to people. I get distracted so easily. Um, like very classic like ADHD. Oh, is that a squirrel shit? So it's no one's perfect, but I don't pretend that's because like I'm too intelligent to have to care about what people have to say or whatever. Fucking, you know, you know. Like I follow the small talk best I can, but whenever I try to add something, I'm accused of interrupting or being off topic. Well, yeah, those are social skills you have to work on then. If you're getting accused of being off topic, then what you're probably doing is not listening that much to what people are saying, but you have a topic in mind you want to blurt out. So you're waiting for the first opportunity you can get to blurt it out because that's the thing you want to talk about. In all likelihood, you probably don't even really want to talk about it. You just want to say it. I sympathize strongly with these impulses as somebody who also loves the sound of his own voice. However, it's something to work on. Um, oh, there you go. Read your ass like a book, deism. Again, it comes from a place of sympathy. All right, close this. Yeah, I know, I know. Life is all about trying, deism. Vosh, small talk in general is fine, but why do people always ask, how are you, when they clearly don't want an answer? Then just answer. Who cares if they don't want it? If somebody asks, how are you, they're now locked in. If they're going to complain about you responding to that, then that's on them. Yeah. Hit them. Yeah, overwhelm them by telling them about your day. I'll give it a look, Blue Scythe. Can we go over the Steam Awards? You mean the Game Awards? I don't know about the Steam Awards. Eh? What is this? Oh man. Oh yeah. You know, when I was deciding like when I was going to stream later in the day, I thought I was going to have to talk quite a bit about this. There was an explosion at the edge of the Rainbow Bridge, a link between New York and Canada, and people thought it was terrorism at first. But if you look carefully at this brief clip of security footage, you can see a slight exceeding of the speed limit from an incautious driver. Uh, so there was a big old explosion, and people thought, "Oh, it's terrorism." No, it turns out it was just this guy going 5 trillion miles per hour. I don't think we know why this happened. I assume this guy is dead. I haven't actually checked, and it doesn't really matter. This wasn't any kind of attack. This wasn't terrorism. If it was, then it's pretty ballsy terrorism. Jesus Christ. If this was terrorism, this was a novel approach. 2 died, the passengers. Gotcha. Okay, 2 dead. Yeah. He came from a casino, and people are saying he may have been drunk. Really? Well, that would explain. Maybe, I don't know. Um, is this what driving drunk does? Is this why they warned us about it? I've never driven drunk. Is it just like your feet just feel really heavy, and you're an overwhelming compulsion to slam the accelerator down into the mat? Hmm. Well, how can I make politics out of this? How do I make this political? How do I turn this into a political subject? Hey, did you guys know that it's really dangerous and actually like kind of insane that the primary mode of transportation in the world relies on expecting every individual citizen to be competent and proficient at deftly maneuvering a 2-ton brick of metal that's capable not only of killing people that it hits, but pulverizing buildings at sufficient speeds? This is the reason why flying cars are and always will be a fantasy. Because no matter how good tech gets, nothing changes the fact that it would be insane to give any random person the ability to do a 911. That's just not something that's gonna fly, you know? Um, Fox still blaming the southern border crisis. Well, this might have been a Mexican car. You don't know. The terrorist bits Chaya tried to propagate ideas this was a terrorist attack. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, the libs of TikTok. Yeah, this one. We just had an attempted terrorist attack on U.S. soil. This comes just a few days after FBI Director Wray confirms the border crisis poses major homeland security threat. We have no idea who's in our country. First of all, I like the idea that when the FBI director refers to the border crisis, they're including the US Canadian border, like just a general border crisis. Like there's a lot going down south, but there's also an ongoing state of emergency up here in the north. That's one. And for two, I love full confidence with this. You know what I mean? That's incredible. Genuinely. Um, Attempted terrorist attack on U.S. soil. It's not just libs of TikTok. I mean, look at the screenshot here. Source: New York explosion is attempted terror attack. Fox News alert. 100 billion boomers who have not gotten up off their couches in decades will now believe that this was done by some kind of Hamas, Gazan, jihadist Mexican who came up to here from the southern border to do this at the northern one. You know? Ted Cruz was tweeting the same thing. Yeah, it's very funny. Listen, okay, from one concluder to another, I respect it, but step off the game, pump the brakes a little bit. um. Oh yeah, the guy was driving a Bentley and leaving a casino drunk. You could make a point about class. It's too fast to even tell if it's a luxury vehicle. I don't even know. Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's funny. Obviously, it's pretty absurd. So there's that. Um, really though, the whole thing with like the danger that vehicles pose. Obviously, the average driver is not running down the U.S.-Canadian border at 5 trillion miles an hour. That's not the average driving experience, at least not for you guys. Okay, some of us have lived a little. However, uh, I don't know. It's kind of fucked up when you think about it. That like for basically all of human history, if you were in a city or any kind of like settled occupied area that was populous enough that people like reliably moved around, you could walk out into the road. Because what's in the road? Like horse shit, dodge a 5 mile per hour carriage. It's only in the past century that changed, and now the whole goddamn like half of all space outside, if you live in a populated area, is just like the dead zone that you go to die. Like you're not allowed to be there. It's really weird. Pigeon did a hoot. Um, I did see that Dino Smash. Horses still exist, lol. What point are you making to me? What point are you making? First of all, don't tell me about horses. Second of all, yeah, I know about horses. Second of all, what is that like the risk when you go out in the street these days? You're getting run over by a horse? Like it's safe because horses are out there somewhere while you're getting fucking mulched by a goddamn SUV? What are you guys even doing? Vosh, you don't want to be trampled by a horse? Yeah, that's true. That's another correct point that I don't understand the relevance. It's true. I don't want to get trampled by a horse. Thank you. Um Fucking idiots. Um yeah, I want to run other people over as a horse. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, I did see this. We got another delightful every accusation is a confession. Moms for Liberty outreach leader exposed as registered sex offender. Philip Fisher Jr., who served 3 years in prison, volunteered at Philadelphia Summit for right-wing parental rights groups. So, Moms for Liberty, this is like the Florida-based, very pro-Ron DeSantis, kind of Nazi-ish, ultra-far-right, we're concerned about the well-being of our students group. Of all of the like the right has done a very good job for the most part of weaponizing helicopter parents in the war against decency and goodness and light and justice. And Moms for Liberty is probably like the most odious of those groups. However, a Philadelphia-based outreach leader for Moms for Liberty, conservative parental rights group pushing to exclude discussion of gender and diversity from the school curricula, has been exposed as a registered sex offender. So what was their actual crime? Pleaded guilty in 2012 to a charge of aggravated sexual abuse involving a 14-year-old boy when he was 25 and living in Chicago. Damn, it's not just a sex offender. It's a sex offender child predator. And it was gay. Perfect for Moms for Liberty. Because remember, every accusation is a confession, so obviously for them to accuse other people of being like gay groomers who want to rape children, they themselves need to have gay groomers who want to rape children. Like that's like their power up. They use like that energy to accuse you. And of course, he would be a pastor. Like obviously, you know? Armstrong said she was surprised to learn of Fisher's criminal record because she had received a, quote, child abuse history certification from Pennsylvania's Department of Human Services in his name that did not turn up any record of him, quote, as a perpetrator of an indicated or founded report of child abuse. Wait, hold on. Is it standard affair for Moms for Liberty to pull up child abuse history certification from the states they operate in on every person they work with? Maybe they run into this problem a lot. However, Fisher is registered as a sex offender on an Illinois state police list and on the U.S. Justice Department's National Sex Offender website. I think that she's lying Because you'd think if you actually wanted to look up whether or not a person was a sex offender, you would look at the U.S. Justice Department's National Sex Offender website. You know, the website everyone knows about and has seen memes of that comprehensively tracks this, like that, like the really like obvious one. I don't think a child abuse history certification is a real thing. I think that's why The Guardian put it in quotes, because it's not a real thing. So I don't think that she checked at all. Oh my God. He told the Inquirer he never intentionally hid anything about his past. I'm in the database, he added. It's an easy search. Thank you for the layup on your former, thank you for the layup. Oh my God. He's just like shrugging. It's like, well, I never said I wasn't a sex predator of children. They never asked me. Yeah, well, you never asked. Fucking Marvel ass writing, dude. Why didn't you tell me? You never asked. Marvel ass child rapist. Fucking God. Moms for Liberty co-founder Tina Deskovich also said Armstrong runs all her chapter volunteers through the state's Department of Human Services to make sure they are clear. Fisher, she remarked, is certified by the state as all clear. It's remarkable how much time is spent trying to destroy us. The story should be about the state system certifying this guy. Okay, yeah, they don't check for shit. They don't care. Nice. According to court records, Fisher pleaded guilty to one of 12 charges filed against him after an investigation by the Chicago police. The charging documents allege Fisher had oral and anal sex with the victim in the case of January 2011. Love this getting 3 years in prison, by the way. It's that truly fantastic. You get 1 billion years in prison if you're black and you smoke weed in, like, I don't know, Florida or something. But 3 years in prison following raping a child. And 2 years of supervised release. It's super common in churches, unfortunately. Yeah, because they'll do the, like, mitigating circumstances thing. They'll be like, well, you rape children, but on the other hand, you're a pastor, which speaks positively to your character and disposition. So for that reason, we're sending you back to pastoring or something. I don't know. He told the Inquirer the charges against him were fabricated. A, quote, railroad job, end quote, and drummed up by the Political Action Committee for Lyndon LaRouche, a U.S. presidential candidate now widely regarded as a conspiracy theorist. At the time, I was the victim, he told the Inquirer. What they did was basically trumped up charges to drown out the complaints that I was making on the issues of human rights. Fisher said LaRouche's organization was a cult and he was set up while trying to get out of it. It was a political situation that happened. Okay, guys, just so you know, a pastor got found guilty for raping a child, and basically he's like, okay, this was all a setup from the Illuminati. Okay, listen, the Freemasons. All right, I tried to warn everyone about what the Freemasons were planning, and in response, they brought these charges up to the Chicago police. That's the level this guy is operating on. He was working with Moms for Liberty. Jesus, don't you show money in front of me. Trumped up charges for child sexual assault. Yeah, maybe what he's saying is that the Illuminati they did like a midsummer to him where they got him super fucking high, and then he just woke up to see that there were like 50 Illuminati dudes all making the DreamWorks face at him with crossed arms while like he was tied up and a kid was fucking him or something. They're like, look who's in trouble now. That's probably what happened in this guy's mind. Hold on. Where's the fucking smug face that I think of every single time I say DreamWorks face? It's the one, it's the bottom and top one. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find this, and I'm very irritated by it. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Where it's like there are 4 kinds of sexual dynamics, and then in one of them, the top is looking incredibly smug and the bottom is moaning, and then the other one they're both moaning, and then in one of them the bottom is smug and the top is moaning, and then one of them they're both doing the smug DreamWorks face, like directly at camera. I'm thinking of a very specific drawing here. Never mind, it's not relevant to the politics. Yeah, the classic ship dynamic. Well, if one of you guys finds it before I'm finished with this segment, you know where to link it. Anyway, this guy being a child rapist aside, I will say it is there is some good news, right? You know, in the recent elections, in the elections that happened just earlier this month, Moms for Liberty did so poorly with their political recommendations and advocacy that they ended up delisting the candidates that they advocated for because it made them look really bad. It's just this particular angle, this appeal towards like anxious parents who want complete control over their children, it's been very effective, but I feel like that effectiveness is starting to wane. Afraid not, Day Love Money. And that's good, you know? I know that things aren't looking great for Biden right now, but I really don't think they're looking particularly good for the GOP either. I mean, for Trump, for a variety of reasons, you know, it's not, yeah. Hmm. Oh, here we go. Yes, thank you. This is it. Sorry. I don't remember why I asked for this originally. I don't remember why. Anyway, all the Illuminati dudes are making this face. Or like maybe the Illuminati, when he woke up and was getting midsummered, all the Illuminati dudes were doing an orgy and they were making this face at him because they got him, you know? Isn't Trump winning young voters now? No. There have been a couple of, this is the problem, dude, everyone, like this happens every year. A million polls come out and invariably, like oftentimes, you know, like an outlier poll will get picked up on and everyone will be like, whoa, you know, it's not indicative of the broader trends, like not even remotely. What you might be thinking of is approval rating, where young people disapprove strongly of Biden right now. And that is true, but that's not the same as who they would vote for, like what their preference is. Some of the polls are really bad. Yes. No, Vosh, Trump never led Biden in the last election. I keep telling you guys to not focus on the polls, and I mean that. The polls really aren't that relevant. There are a million reasons, you know, to disregard them. Now there's an NBC poll where he's losing 46 to 42 among 18 to 34. Now, guys, do you know how statistics work? Hold on. 538 presidential polling. The results are consistent. Trump is leading Biden right now in the polling, which doesn't surprise me. I don't think you should be too worried about that. But these results have been largely consistent for a pretty long time. I don't think it's necessarily representative of like a gigantic shift, you know? Um, though Biden's numbers are probably going to trickle downwards a little bit. Polls were so bad during the 2022 midterms. Yes, they were. Lamau. Why does the polling not matter? Is it skewed or not polling a lot of people? Or, okay, first of all, it's worth noting that Democrats have massively overperformed expectations in both 2022 and 2023. What's more, it's worth understanding that the reason why you're not going to get consistent results with polling is because people who like Trump are cultists. If a person likes Trump enough to vote for them, they'll probably approve of them no matter what. Like, that's Trump voters for you, right? But with Biden, it's very possible for a person to disapprove of Biden, but then end up voting for them. There will be more people who reluctantly vote for Biden than there will be who reluctantly vote for Trump, which seems like a bad thing for Biden. But in reality, being able to win over people and get the votes of people who are not in your dedicated camp is actually a very, very, very strong indication of like potential success in an election. Um, with the polling data right now that you're seeing is purely because the Trump fans are completely unwavering and the Biden fans are. But that wavering doesn't necessarily mean they're not going to turn out. Again, Dems have overperformed in 2022 and in 2023, right? Like there is some positivity in working here. I mean, we'll see how things go as we get closer. I also still think that we have yet to see how bad things are going to get with regards to Trump's cognitive decline and the issues with his court cases and the issues with his like available money and energy levels. So we'll see. We are a year out from the damn election. Let's not worry about polling. Just try as hard as you can. Uh, Then stop looking at them, the Richie Buzz. Jesus. Why is a liberal group backing 2025? Conservative group accidentally reveals its secret donors. Some of them are liberal organizations. American Compass included 5 key names on a 2022 tax statement the Daily Beast obtained. The Hewlett Foundation, a longtime supporter of NPR, accounted for more than 1/3 of their total public support. Yeah, this isn't too surprising. A lot of these aren't even liberal organizations. They're just general, like, political organizations that tend to favor power and institutional power, right? Like, if, like, it's, these aren't like ideologically liberal. They just want to be close to the seat of power. They fund both sides. A ton of important, like, and powerful organizations and businesses and people fund both sides because they just want to be in good with whoever ends up winning. It's not really like liberal groups are secretly conspiring to end democracy or whatever. They always do this. They've done it forever. But Planned Parenthood? Yeah. No, Planned Parenthood didn't donate. Hewitt donated to Planned Parenthood. Yeah, they're cloud chasers, exactly. Okay, what was this people were linking? U.S. thwarted plot to kill Sikh separatists in America. Damn, dude. Man, Modi has going fucking sicko mode lately. After the assassination in Canada of that of this of the Sikh separatist as well. Is he are we is he really going to like jeopardize all of this purely to Jesus? United States authorities thwarted a plot to kill a Sikh separatist in the United States and issued a warning to India over concerns the government in New Delhi was involved, a senior Biden administration official said. Huh. Hmm. The U.S. is treating the plot with utmost seriousness and has raised the issue with the Indian government at the senior-most levels, the White House said on Wednesday. I'm surprised. I'm not saying Modi isn't a lunatic. I mean, he is, but India doesn't have the same kind of openly antagonistic relationship with America that, like, I don't know, Russia has. Um, like India's relationship with America isn't exactly great, but I feel like there is a reputation here that is being jeopardized by this behavior. And over what? Sikh separatism? How many Sikhs are there in India? Like how big of a wedge issue is this? 24 million Sikhs live in India. Out of 1.5 billion, is it really worth jeopardizing the relationship that they have with the United States, with the West broadly? Like, that's insane. What possible domestic political benefits could Modi be getting from assassinating foreign Sikh separatists? Like, I feel like the leverage here, like the benefits cannot possibly, there's no way. It's about lines on map. Oh, and I'm not saying that it's not politically important to Modi to like oppose Sikh nationalism, but like a lot is on the table here. That's what fascists do. Yeah, yeah, ultimately, yes. Yeah, fascists' inability to rationally analyze the situation, often overstep, fervent militarism and like zealotry overwhelm the sensible interests, blah, 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 blah. I guess he's trying to send a message to them like you're not safe anywhere. Yeah, well, there are a couple of directions this could go, right? It could be about like showing you're not safe anywhere. It could be about trying to stamp down on like the potential of mobilizing some kind of anti-Indian sentiment abroad, which I don't think it's that. I think in many cases, sorry, not in many cases, most likely to me, somebody has boasted too loudly to somebody else. Like, I think Modi or whoever is like fronting this, whatever intelligence agency or individual, whatever leader is sort of behind this most directly, um, it like owes somebody something. Like there has to be some kind of social debt or obligation to explain why they're committing to this. It's very weird. What does this mean for US-India relations and the issues we have had with scam calls mostly from... Yes, we will no longer be getting Microsoft outsourced tech support from India. It's over. The most embarrassing thing here is that they thwarted it. If you guys remember, when India did this in Canada, they succeeded, and it was only after the fact that they were like, oh, we think India did this. Whereas in this case, because we're the United States, we thwarted the attempt, which means not only have they been caught red-handed, but they didn't even get away with it. So this now makes, this makes Modi look pretty weak, because it's like, oh, he was trying to be a big strong man and fuck over a separatist in another country, but he couldn't even. Um, like Gurp Atwant Singh Panun, who says he is a dual citizen of the U.S. and Canada, was the target of the foiled plot, according to the senior administration official. News of the incident comes 2 months after Canada said there were credible allegations linking Indian agents to the June murder of a Sikh separatist leader, Hardeep Singh Nijjar, in a Vancouver suburb, something India has rejected. Well, pretty difficult to reject the accusation that you assassinated somebody in Canada when like 1 month later you get caught trying to in the United States. Like, oh yeah, we had our hands on this one, but still that other Sikh separatist who we were railing against before who died, like, the guy was like shot over and over. Yeah, curious. This guy threatened to bomb an Air India plane. I think that's why they tried this. Does not matter. Doesn't matter. The United States and India, if India has concerns like that, they bring it to the United States and our federal police, and they do what they can do. You cannot assassinate people on U.S. soil, especially a fucking American citizen. Are you kidding me? He wasn't even like an immigrant or whatever who just showed up in America. This guy's a fucking citizen. The United States, the Constitution obliges our government to protect him. Like, going after U.S. citizens on U.S. soil is insane. India's anti-terror agency filed a case against Panun on Monday, saying that he warned flag carrier Air India passengers in video messages on social media this month, saying their lives were in danger. Wait, that's it? The issue is a highly delicate one for the Biden administration, which has been working to develop close relations with India, given shared concerns about China's rising power. Yeah, again, Modi does not benefit from this at all. This is not in his interest, like even a little bit. It's insane. The U.S. and India have somewhat warm relations. Yeah, we do. We don't have outwardly antagonistic relations, and also India doesn't like China. And America very loudly and very publicly doesn't like China. Obviously, this is kind of like a half dislike because we have an incredibly strong like trade relationship. So it's not, it's always more complicated. But India wants to reinforce ties with the West because it gives them more leverage when it comes to dealing with China, both like economically and militarily. So Why? Why? Indian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Arindam Bagchi said when asked about the FT report that Washington had shared some inputs being examined by the departments. The FT said its sources did not say if the U.S. protest to India resulted in the plot being blended or if it was foiled by the FBI. It said the protest was registered after Indian Prime Minister Modi was welcomed on a state visit by President Joe Biden in June. Biden is currently vacationing on the Massachusetts island of Nantucket for the U.S. Thanksgiving holiday. Fuck, that's such an American thing to do. What is the most American fucking place you can go for Thanksgiving? An island off Massachusetts called Nantucket. Fantastic. Doing this during a time when Biden isn't present is probably also going to inflame tensions just because it's a bit more of a dick move, I feel. Apart from the diplomatic warning to India, U.S. federal prosecutors have also filed a sealed indictment against at least one suspect in a New York district court. Oh, shit. They have someone? They have, like, a specific subject to go after? Is there going to be, like... Can you imagine how embarrassing it would be for India if there were, like, listed charges against an agent of their government? Or worse, like a trial down the line? Oh, man. It probably wouldn't come to that. They would probably, like, negotiate out of any charges but, like, Jesus. Fuck. Panun told Reuters on Tuesday that his message was to boycott Air India, not bomb. He told Reuters on Wednesday he would let the U.S. government respond, quote, to the issue of threats to my life at the American soil from Indian operatives. Huh. I don't know, Day Love Bunny. I don't know enough about cases like that. This is a pretty big deal, actually. I don't know, man. Modi going a little cuckoo. Just a little. Getting a little goofy, I feel. Do you think this is a sign he's going to try to end the war and pretend to be the hero that stopped it? Putin says we must think how to stop the tragedy of war in Ukraine. We're all trying to find the guy who did this. I don't know if it means anything. Putin, in public at least, Putin has acted like more and more of a hollow shell as the war has gone on. Like, his heart doesn't seem to be that into it. Maybe at some point he backs out. Maybe he gets, like, fucking weepy about it. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Well, I don't think his words carry much weight, so I guess we'll have to see if anything actually changes. The red state brain drain isn't coming, it's happening right now. As conservative states wage total culture war, college-educated workers, physicians, teachers, professors, and more are packing their bags. Yeah, we've seen this. We've seen this. There was that video segment we saw where it was like teachers were leaving Florida and other places because in a lot of cases, like, there is an actual risk of being put in jail in some of these states for, like, essentially thought crimes and free speech adjacent issues. At the very least, there's a threat of it because the Republican legislature is constantly trying to pass laws that are flagrantly unconstitutional. That could potentially threaten them. At the very least, their livelihoods. This is what I mean about fascism being innately self-destructive. When your main political, like, point of radicalization, the main thing you're trying to push people on is the idea that, hey, education is bad, you're literally going to destroy your own states. Like, what do you think's going to happen? This isn't like 1930s Germany anymore, where we were still, like, the world was still riding the high of rapid industrialization, and you could have a strong economy just by having every, like, German worker go to a factory or something. We're not living in an era where only a very, very small number of people technically need to be highly educated. Like nowadays, our economy and the economy of basically all developed countries is really, really, really reliant on higher education to the point where we don't even have enough of it in this country. We rely on foreigners on work visas. You know, we hire out of country sometimes because we legitimately don't have the people we need here. We have nurse shortages, we have doctor shortages, we have constant teacher shortages, and everything is getting worse and worse. And then in that environment, conservatives are like, I know, what if we wage a war against the concept of being educated? Does this article come with data or just narrativization? It looks like narrativization. I'm not seeing data. Guys, please never shop Temu. They have been absolutely like carpet bombing the internet with ads. What are they even advertising to me? This is like Vash the Stampede's jacket, what astronaut tech wear, and a dog spacesuit. Okay. What is a Temu? A Temu is it's yeah, they use slave labor. A Temu is a I'm trying to think of like it's not like just a regular fucking like shitty reseller. I'm trying to think. Worse Amazon? It's like worse Amazon. It's really bad. Maybe we should get into it sometime. AliExpress, but worse. Wish, it's like Wish. It's worse. It's whatever. Anyway, I don't see data in this article, so you know, I hate narrativization. I hate reading an article, and it's like, have you heard this story? You know, it's the Wish version of Wish. Yeah, it's the Wish version of Wish. Essentially, that's all it is. I also hate reading articles. I just hate reading personally. The demo was like if you bought Wish off AliExpress. All right, all right. I also think it's important because now if people want an education, Republicans will have to move to blue areas where their votes are saturated and exposed to leftists. Yeah, it's kind of like a compounding effect, right? The brain drain, what it does in terms of like voter exposure and demographics, because then, you know, as educational opportunities get worse and worse in areas where people are fleeing the state at higher levels of education, you know, you get better universities and better university opportunities in the blue states, and cities and universities as they are already pretty blue. But then that gets like added to the fact that now if you even want a job in those professions, you have to stay in those areas, and that like sort of compounds. And yeah, fascism bad, blah blah. You should talk about Temu later. Yeah, probably. And red states are hellholes. Yeah. Close that. Uh, why is everyone asking about the Dutch election? Yes, yes, yes. We briefly talked about it. Jesus. Oh my God. You guys. My God. I was trying to see if I could get around the fucking thing on this article on Temu, but it's being annoying. What is this clip on Trump and piss? A thing that I don't like, and nobody can ever accuse me of liking.
He was with 4 hookers. You think that was good that night to go up and tell my wife, it's not true, darling, I love you very much? It's not true. Actually, that one she didn't believe because she said he's a germaphobe. He's not into that, you know? He's not into golden showers, as they say they call that. He's not. I don't like that idea. No, I didn't. I thought that would be a big problem. I was going to have a rough night, but that one she was very good on. She said, no.
Yeah, I'm always saying this to people. Okay. I don't think I can make politics out of that one. Sorry, guys. You know what I can make politics out of? You've almost certainly seen this. This was just plain wild, okay? So a video popped up a little while ago, just 2 days ago, of a fella, all right, enjoying, the most New York of delicacies, a cart vendor, a halal cart vendor. There we go. Anyway, turns out this guy, who we're about to listen to, Stuart Selowitz, Deputy Director and Senior Political Officer in the U.S. State Department's Office of Israel and Palestinian Affairs from 1999 to 2003. Not the only thing he did, by the way, but that's his most direct association with this. Let's listen. What is he up to? What's this fella cooking?
To my friends in immigration.
Really? Okay, go, yeah.
And to the Egyptian, the Mukhabarat wants your picture.
Okay, yalla, go.
Yeah? You know the Mukhabarat?
Hmm?
The Mukhabarat.
No, I don't know.
You don't
I
know?
don't speak English.
No?
Yeah, go,
The
yalla.
Mukhabarat in Egypt will get your
Go,
parents.
go, go.
Does your
yeah.
father like his fingernails? They'll take them out one by one.
يلا روح منين يلا يلا go go
Well,
yeah.
why should I go? Why should I go? Tell me why I should go. I'm standing here. I'm an American. I have free. It's a free country. It's not like Egypt.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah, smile for me.
Smile.
Did you rape your daughter like Muhammad did?
Hmm?
Did you rape your daughter like Muhammad?
I don't speak English.
You only speak English?
No English, no.
You don't speak English.
Yes.
All right. Well, see, that just shows how ignorant you are. Because Muhammad was a rapist. It says in the Hadith,
Who
in
Muhammad?
your holy book.
Oh Muhammad.
What?
Oh Muhammad.
Muhammad, your prophet. You know who he is.
My prophet?
Yeah. He was a rapist. He raped Aisha. Does it say that in the Hadith or not? You know that?
I don't speak English.
What?
No English.
You don't speak English? What do you speak? What do you speak? You speak Arabic? The language of the Quran? The Holy Quran?
Man, this really goes on, huh?
That some people
This guy's really bored today, huh?
use as a toilet? What do you think of that? People who use the Quran as a toilet? Does it bother you? Does it bother you? Tell me the truth.
I don't speak English.
You don't speak English? Ah, that's too bad. That's why you're selling food in a food cart. Because you're ignorant. But you should learn English. It'll help you.
Of course,
When they
yeah.
deport you back to Egypt, and the Mukhabarat wants to interview you for being
Go yalla because I'm more.
I think this guy might be slightly Islamophobic. I'm picking up vibes. Some people have called me an empath, and the vibes of this situation are slightly Islamophobic. He's been charged with hate crime. Neat. 4 charges. I list them here. What are they? 4 counts of stalking as a hate crime, aggravated harassment of race or religion. Which is fine, of course. Freedom of speech. I believe in freedom of speech. I don't believe in just... What did he say? Do you rape your daughter like Muhammad? Something like that. Okay, obviously, past the point, it becomes harassment. It's a crime, a hate crime. Not good. They say former Obama advisor here, which he was. I think he was an Obama, acting director for South Asia at the National Security Council under Barack Obama. But this guy's actually been working in the government for decades. Well, he's retired now, but he was working in the government for decades. Just as a sort of politically neutral, like, foreign agent. Not foreign agent, that implies other things. Like a foreign diplomat, a person whose job it is to know about things that are not happening in the country, other shit. He's a lobbyist now. Of course he is. All former government officials become lobbyists. Anyway, this guy essentially had direct jurisdiction over issues relating to the subject that he's being bigoted about. This video gives some more context about him. Oh, well, I love context in video form. 5 minutes?
Now, we've all seen this footage of Stuart Seldowitz abusing
I
a
haven't.
street vendor in New York.
I hate the music. I can't listen to guys doing music.
If we killed 4,000 Palestinian kids, you know what? It wasn't enough.
But who is Stuart Seldowitz?
See, that right there is how you skip small talk. If you're thinking, I like to go right to deep, heavy topics, skip the small talk, just open up, get a real conversation going, that works. Jump right into the deep end.
And what has he been a part of for all of these years? Stuart Seldowitz, the 3-time recipient.
Oh yeah, see, notice how that was daytime and this is nighttime? I only showed one clip. He's done this multiple times.
Of the State Department's Superior Honor Award. He served in the State Department in their Office of Israel and Palestine Affairs as Deputy Director during the Bush years.
I said this, but I don't have music playing during my streams, so I guess, I don't have that.
This racist man had a role in managing the lie of the two-state solution. The two-state solution that was the subterfuge through which Palestinians have been continually...
Okay, yeah, thank this. Less information and more like a full presentation. Yeah, so that's pretty wild. I think it's important to see stuff like this because it's a reminder of, a lot of the bad stuff that our government does is done purely through, I guess, like the artifice of sort of administrative bureaucracy. Like a lot of stuff that happens that's bad is just because so many bureaucrats have to go through so much paperwork. So much stuff is inertial. So much of it is tied to what's been done before that the machine just keeps churning along, right? You could theoretically have a bureaucracy which is staffed individually by lots of really nice people, and they still end up doing really, really, really negative stuff with regards to, I don't know, foreign affairs or relations, dealing with homeless people, like medical care and coverage. Like there's a ton of stuff where even if you fill the system with good people, you still get bad outcomes because of the way the system is built. But it's also important to remember that sometimes, in addition to the system being keyed in towards abuse, you also have really bad people in it. And I think, I guess it's just kind of shocking because, I bet there are some people who know, but I bet you that guy got to inflect his bigotry on 2 decades of American foreign policy, basically unquestioned. You know what I mean? Like, he got to spend his entire career in the federal government just tainting the well and got away with it. And maybe sometimes quietly in his own department or office, somebody would like check him or like correct him on something or whatever. But clearly not enough because he shouldn't be able to act like that given the job that he's had. Maybe he had a mental break after leaving government, but I sincerely doubt that. If you met a guy, like a 60-year-old guy, who was incredibly fucking racist, and then you learned that he was a cop for 30 years and he just retired 2 years ago, you wouldn't think, oh, well, maybe he just became racist after 30 years of being a cop. Probably not. Probably grew more radical over time, but still bad at the start. Yeah, no kidding. What happened to him? Oh, well, he's been arrested, I believe. Yeah, taken into police custody. My man got arrested. Okay, he has been fired from the firm that he lobbied from, which makes sense. They probably don't want to be tied to this guy. Seldowitz had nothing to say to reporters as he was walked out of the 19th precinct in handcuffs. Oh, huge missed opportunity. He should have asked them if they raped their daughters like Muhammad. Like, that's worked so well for him in the past as an opener, It's won him so many friends. What, now you're quiet? Meanwhile, Mohammed Hussein... Sorry, no hate, but... when your racist uncle has to come up with a hypothetical like Muslim name. Sorry. 24 was back to work at the cart Wednesday after filing a complaint of aggravated harassment with police. Good on him for doing that. Hussein recorded at least one of the videos of Seldowitz. Owners of the cart say there have been at least several ugly confrontations of the cart over the last 2 weeks amid conflict in the Middle East. I don't sleep well hearing those kinds of harsh comments regarding the Prophet Muhammad and asking the young kid if he raped his daughter and all that, said Islam Mustafa, co-owner of the Halal cart. Okay, at some point I need to do some research on this. I know it's not all Muslims, but there's over 1 billion Muslims. How do you guys get away with it? How is your prophet and half of your men named Muhammad? Like, I know there are, like, Mexicans called Jesus or whatever, but for this, it really would be, like, every other white person called Jesus. Vosh, there are Americans called Christian. Yeah, there are. I acknowledge that. I'm mostly talking about the Muhammad thing. John derives from Jesus. Yeah, but it's not Jesus. It's not spelled the same. Isn't it pronounced the same? Whatever. Jose, Lopez, Marco, Carlos, etc. What are we even talking about? An estimated yet ever-growing 150 million people bear the name Muhammad, which varies in spelling from place to place. That's wild, genuinely. At that point, I feel like you're almost culturally phasing out a first name. If so many people share the same first name, you're kind of like you're kind of like significantly reducing its utility in distinguishing people. Because, like, if you went to, like, a crowded, I don't know, bistro, I don't know, in the Arab world and yelled out, like, yo, Mohammed, like, would like everyone look at you? Is that like a faux pas? Is it like drawing Muhammad? Like, you can't say his name really loud either? I don't even know. It's spread out evenly throughout the world. I'm going to guess it's probably more common in the Middle East, but, you know. Tall Muhammad, short Muhammad. You doing the bit like in Rick and Morty, where it's like every Morty is like a thing. Like, that's Fat Morty, that's like Glasses Morty, whatever. Yeah, I watched the first half of season 7 recently. And you know what? It was good. It was good. Yeah, it's on my mind. And it's good. It was good. I enjoyed it. Yeah. I think that ever since that guy got removed, I think it's gotten better, in my opinion. Yeah. I think it's been pretty good. All right. Zach Edamimi, construction manager worked in by witness confrontation. He described the situation as harassment. He said he tried to stop it. He had a lot of hatred. He was saying a lot of mean things, and I said, listen, this is not a place or time for this. You probably need to walk away from this gentleman and let him work. Man, people like this are like the actual fucking backbone of society, dude. You see someone being a huge dick in public, so you go up and you're like, hey, cut it out, man. Let him work. Like that. It's like such a simple thing, but it's unironically like so critical. In a phone interview with an ABC News producer, Seldowitz admitted he overreacted and regrets what he said. Wait, overreacted? Overreacted to what? To the kebab? Like, I saw a glistening kebab and I overreacted. My instincts took over. The halal cart workers say if Seldowitz is truly sorry for what he said, they await a face-to-face apology. Based. And while the apology has yet to come, there was an outpouring of support Wednesday for Hussein. Friends and strangers gathered around a plastic folding table on the sidewalk. The table was provided by a loyal customer and local resident. Okay, this is... I know New Yorkers are insufferable, and I will not take that away from them. They are. But the fact that so much of, like, the walkable portions of New York are like, the guy at that bodega, or you know the guy at that cart or whatever. You know, the community moments, I guess. It wouldn't be, none of this would be possible if it was like, I don't know, like somebody harassing a Muslim CVS worker who's like one of only 2 people on staff. You know, you need the community in order for people to like work together. Local community wins, yeah. Is there a time and place to be racist towards the halal cart guy? Yeah, this guy who stepped up and tried to break up the altercation wasn't even like principally anti-racist. He was just like, no, he's doing his work. Be racist to him after he clocks out. Seldowitz told the New York Times that his interactions with the food vendor began after the vendor allegedly expressed support for Hamas. No such comments were included in the recorded videos. Okay, so the vendor almost certainly said something like Free Palestine. Almost certainly said something in that ballpark. And that's how this guy... 100% this guy asked, you want hummus? You think so? Guy asked like what should go with his fucking pita bread. He's like, hummus is good. And then and this guy loses his shit. Ironically, this man declared a fatwa on the cart. Do you condemn hummus? No, I don't. It is very good with pita bread. Try hummus with fries. I think I had it once. It's pretty good, yeah. What are these? Oh, yeah.
בעזרת השם ובעזרת צה"ל, גם את ח'אן יונס נהפוך למגרש כדורגל. אני בטוחה שיהיה לחץ בינלאומי מתישהו, כן, אני מקווה שאחרי שנסיים את המשימה, לשקם את עזה ומה עושים עם עזה. ואז צריך לנצל את זה, לנצל את ההרס שאנחנו נמיט עליהם, לנצל את זה לרתום את מדינות העולם, שכל אחד תיקח מכסה. אפשר גם של 20,000, גם של 50,000, שגם הם ייתנו כתף, ושנאפשר להם לצאת. צריך להבין, היה מסובך לצאת היום. היה קשה לצאת מעזה. אנחנו צריכים לשנות את הקונספט.
ראש ממשלת סקוטלנד שגם הוא לא בדיוק עמד מאחורי הדיבורים שלו.
אמר מקודם צביקה שבשנים האחרונות 500,000 צעירים היגרו. צריך ש2 מיליון יהגרו. באמת...
So yeah, that's former Israeli Interior Minister saying the road forward for Gaza it's just flatly ethnic cleansing. I actually read up a little bit on her after retweeting this. You know, one of the things that I find most funny is that she identifies as secularist. Yeah. Which is really, really, really funny. Because I've said this before, that like the people who are most aggressive in using Judaism to justify the genocide of Palestinians are themselves not really Jewish. Like culturally, sure, you know, whatever. But in terms of like authentic religious belief, it's just a convenient tool to them. The same way that Trump pretends to be a Christian when it's convenient. Let me see. When Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu failed to form a coalition government in the run-up to the September 2019 legislative election, Shaked ended up succeeding Bennett as leader of the New Right, considered to be one of the country's most active and influential legislators. Cool. Wait, is she even Jewish by faith? I mean, the answer honestly is irrelevant. I wonder if they actually mention this statement here. She argues the Israeli economy is insufficiently capitalistic. But on the other hand, she does support Kurdistan. So there's that. And legal weed? Okay, guys. We get weed and Kurdistan, but all Palestinians are genocided. Call it. What's it going to be? No? Ooh, principled chat. Ooh. I guess there's not really much to talk about here. Like, there's not much to expand on. She basically, I mean, she just directly says, like, I am a powerful politician, comma, and I think the solution for Gaza, I love the continued use of the word solution in this context, is to just get rid of all of them. We need all 2 million to leave. There's not even anything to say, really. Very Hitler-esque. Very Hitler-esque. Whitler, as it would, a woman Hitler, if such a thing can be believed to be possible. Speaking of weed. Oh, yeah, people were being insufferable about the weed comments again. It's every time. This has been the case. Wait, hold on. It's going to make noise for a sec. There you go. This has been the case literally every time it comes up. Like, there are people who get really defensive about weed use, and there's nothing, like, nothing I do will change it, so fuck it, whatever. Keffels agreed with you. Well, Keffels is a former addict, so, you know, people should really heed her word. Why are you anime posing? Am I anime posing? Silas, really? Huh. I generally agree with your takes, but yeah, you can be a bit weird about weed. I don't know what's weird about the idea that a lot of people are coping about the fact that they're addicted to weed. I don't think I'm weird about weed. No idea, Tootie Siggy. I have not seen Blue Eye Samurai. Why does my eye itch all of a sudden? Oh my god. Wait, Vosh. Can we talk about that dono? Okay. Kevin Norton 84 with the $5. Thank you. Gay furries hacked a nuclear lab. You don't say. The Idaho National Laboratory confirms they suffered a cyber attack after, quote, sieged sec hacktivists leaked stolen human resources data online. INL is a nuclear research center run by the U.S. Department of Energy that employs 5,700 specialists in atomic energy, integrated energy, and national security. Spans over an 890 square mile area, encompassing 50 experimental nuclear reactors, including the first ones in history to produce usable amounts of electricity and the first power plant designed for nuclear submarines. Okay, what were they doing? Currently, INL is occupied with research on next-gen nuclear plants, light water reactors, control systems, cybersecurity, advanced vehicle testing, bioenergy, robotics, nuclear waste processing, and other studies. Okay, so it is a proper science area. It is the science zone. It is what you think of when a person says, yeah, that was a scientist doing science, you know. Okay. SiegeSect announced that it had gained access to INL data, including details on, quote, hundreds of thousands of employees, system users, and citizens. Meow, 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 meow. We've successfully gained access to Idaho National Security. Yummy data. We've accessed hundreds of thousands of user, employee, and citizen data. This data contains the following: full name, date of birth, email address, phone number, social security number, address, employment info, lots more. Wow, so much crunchy data. Ooh. We also sent out an announcement to all users of the OTBI platform showing our access. We're willing to make a deal with INL. If they research creating IRL cat girls, we will take down this post. Okay. Trans people, you know you're on the hook for this, right? You guys are in trouble. I shouldn't say trans people. Trans women. Trans men are off the hook. Non-binaries are off the hook. Trans women, why are you doing this? All the people with a pink dot next to their name in chat are rising up. We don't claim her? Are you sure? As the group has done in previous breaches on NATO and Atlassian, yeah, they're trans girls. They openly leaked stolen data on hacker forums and a Telegram channel run by the group, not caring to negotiate with the victim or demand ransoms. Some tech shit I don't understand. INL has not published any statements on the incident yet. However, a spokesperson confirming the breach to local media outlets, commenting it is currently under investigation. The federal law enforcement is involved. Uh-huh. You're in trouble. Which one of you was it? So this is literally just a furry group being really annoying and terrible. It's a trans girl. But yeah, they're also furries. Most trans girls are also furries. Why can't they hack like Republican campaign sites or military database or something? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Whatever. I mean, in all likelihood, I don't know. Agents of Chaos. How is this hacktivist instead of normal hacking? Well, because they're activists for the cause of cat girls. No, this is just like, I don't know, blood warrior hacker shit, you know. No ideology, just like, let's do it, haha, yeehaw. Unless there is some ideology I'm unaware of, but whatever. Vosh psyop. It's not a psyop, okay? You don't need to do a psyop to make trans girls act in embarrassing ways online. That's not, you know, that'd be like spending a bunch of money on a government psyop to convince black people to make tasty food, or I don't know, to make Muslims name their son Muhammad. Like it was gonna happen anyway. Maybe they hate nuclear energy like idiots. No, trans people love nuclear energy. They love that shit. The kind of left-leaning person who doesn't like nuclear energy is almost entirely relegated to like cisgender white people. You know, there's like a very specific kind of like German post-hippie, misguided about everything, you know, paternalistic, I'm saving the earth bullshit attitude. The trans people aren't like that. Trans people are first and foremost contrarian. They're so contrarian they fucking transition. They're not going to go along with anti-nuclear propaganda. Is this the attack on the nuclear family I keep hearing gay people want to do? Yes. All right, whatever. Pretty harmless. Well, it's not really harmless, I guess. It's just not something I can muster up much anger about, I suppose. Fuck, I'm hungry. All right, hold on. Yeah, I'll do the one segment that I should have done first. Okay, it's called being a you know, doing good media work and keeping you people on the hook, all right? Okay. This has gotten a lot of attention, which I'm happy about because it's good that stuff like this gets attention. Melissa Barrera has been dropped from upcoming movie Scream 7 that I was not going to watch anyway. So I'm boycotting it now with no effort involved due to controversial comments. What controversial comments? Well, she reiterated statements and I believe linked to a piece on how what was happening to Palestinians right now is genocide from a genocide scholar who happens to be Jewish. So essentially, all she did was broadcast and repeat the sentiment that genocide is bad as filtered through the perspective of a Jewish person whose job it is to say genocide is bad. Yeah. Anyway, so she got kicked from the production. Not the only one, by the way. You know, people always claim that Hollywood is full of like progressives and left-leaning people and blah 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 blah. But in reality, you know, it's always the same. Generally speaking, the artists who work on the media are left-leaning, but the people who make the hiring and firing decisions are usually just fat cat rich assholes, you know? And fat cat rich assholes tend to be pretty conservative, and conservatives in this country tend to be hardline Zionists. People say it's because, oh, Hollywood's full of Jews. Go to DC. You know, go anywhere. Where you find conservatives, you find hardline Zionists, because a lot of them are Islamophobic. A lot of them are like Christians who believe it will bring about the rapture, blah, blah, blah. Whatever reason you want to come about for it, you want to go to like, you know, communities that are disproportionately Jewish. For the most part, you're going to go to really progressive communities. You know, New York probably has a very disproportionately pro-Palestinian bent compared to a lot of other places in the country, in spite of New York being packed full of Jews. Oh, somebody in chat linked this. And I wanted to make sure I wanted to confirm. Jenna Ortega will not be returning for Scream 7. Oh, wait, is this because of the comments, or is this... This has nothing to do with the fallout from Melissa Barrera's. Who linked this? Who linked it? Who linked it? Hey, this person I come in. Just linking me like, oh, yeah, you know. I'm on to you. Ooh, I'm on. Ooh. Yeah. I'm on to you. It's possible that she's lying, of course, and the reason she's not returning is because she's protesting the decision, but she doesn't want to say that because that would get her in trouble, but I don't know that, you know. Melissa Barrera has released a statement after she was fired. It basically says stuff that I would say, except less cool and funny and interesting, because I'm not the one saying it, you know? First and foremost, I condemn anti-Semitism and Islamophobia. Cringe, boring, liberal, should have praised Hamas, etc. You know, you're in for a penny, in for a pound. What are we going to do? No, I'm kidding. Yeah, Jenna Ortega has posted pro-Palestine stuff before. Is that true? Hold on. Jenna Ortega, Palestine. She looks like somebody who would post pro-Palestine stuff, you know? I don't see anything about that, but it's also because, yeah, a bunch of news outlets at the moment are basically saying she left Scream 7 because of Melissa being removed, as opposed to scheduling conflicts. So there's a lot of, I guess, polluted discourse there. Do you think Nazis are going to say Jews control the media pointing to this? Nazis say Jews control the media pointing to anything. Nazis see a dog shitting in the grass and say Jews control the media. You know, Nazis will get banned from Fortnite because they were screaming the N-word in voice chat and say that Jews did that to them. Like, their high school crush will get, like, rawed by their bully, and they'll blame the Jews for that. Like, everything, it's Jews, 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 Jews. Like, whatever, you know? The reason why Hollywood is like this is because the people who actually make the decisions at studios are fat cat rich, disproportionately white conservatives. And in any area in America where that is the case, you will get disproportionately conservative, and in this case, of course, Zionist perspectives. Not exactly a big surprise. So anyway, the firing of Melissa has led to this huge outpouring of condemnation to Scream 7 and the studio and the decisions they've made. And obviously, like, this isn't the only time this has happened. There was another there was another actress. Hold on, I retweeted this so I remember. I can just scroll through my retweets. This one. Susan Sarandon has been dropped by her talent agency. So this isn't a studio, it's a talent agency. After being vocal about the ongoing genocide happening in Palestine at a pro-Palestinian rally. Sarandon? Sarandon? Okay. Excuse me. I think that her comments were slightly more spicy. I did see at one point somebody showed she retweeted a Jackson Hinkle thing, but I think it was about the helicopters gunning down people at the rave on October 7th. Nothing that I saw her do or retweet was like indicative of her being a bad person, if that makes sense. A little bit more hair trigger, a little bit more like firing from the hip with regards to what she said. Yeah, it's not like she knows who Jackson Hinkle is, you know? So yeah, I think she was a little bit more I guess dicey in the way she presented her pro-Palestinian message, but I haven't seen anyone show her saying something like actually bad, like properly bad, you know? No weird campus bullshit. She implied that Jewish people don't face hate crimes. Yeah, the worst thing that she said, the one thing that she did that I would consider like actually bad, which people put their feet in their mouths sometimes, you know? Sometimes in other people's mouths. Was she said, you know, now Jewish people, in response to the increase in anti-Jewish hate crime, she said, now Jews know what it's like living as a Muslim in America, which is kind of invalidating. Like, Jews have always suffered from the most hate crimes. So to say now they know how Muslims feel, it's misguided, but I think it's a real stretch to look at that and go, oh, this must mean that she's an anti-Semite. I just don't think that's the case. I think it was a poorly phrased statement that, you know, that doesn't entirely detract from a generally positive attitude towards the whole thing, you know? I think sometimes people are going to say cringe stuff while denouncing genocide, and that's definitely better than being just totally silent on the issue. I had to tell a well-meaning Zelda artist to stop retweeting Jackson Hinkle. He's like the most popular person on Twitter right now. He was promoting that Oliver Stone documentary. I don't know which one you're talking about. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hold on. I remember now. From 2022. Aren't you curious why they don't want you to see this? Breaking news, YouTube removed the Oliver Stone documentary, Ukraine on Fire. Uh-oh. Okay, wait. She might be a bit of a campist. She might be a little itsy bitsy teeny tiny bit of a campist, guys. I'm getting slight warning signs. Oh no! From 2019. Confirmed chemical weapons assessment contradicting official Syria narrative is authentic. This is what we talked about with Jackson Hinkle. This was the conversation. It was like, well, were the windows open so the sarin gas could escape? This is really important. Why aren't we talking about it? We may have just discovered a major piece of the puzzle explaining how seemingly independent international organizations help deceive us into consenting to wars and regime change interventionism. We didn't invade Syria! Around the world. All right. I don't trust Tanky Jerk that much, I'm afraid. But yeah, the campus sentiment has been identified. Ah, well. Well, I still think it says something that she got dropped from her talent agency for being pro-Palestinian in a cringe way, when being like subtly pro-Assad or pro-Putin didn't, you know? It's still indicative of a very slanted attitude. Like, imagine if Susan had promoted a super fucking weird niche anti-Semitic documentary. That would have been, obviously she would have been ousted for that. But with the Ukraine thing, it's like, nah, you know, she's just quirky. Whatever. All right, well, thank you for letting me know, I guess. That's too bad. She's got a kindly face, but yeah. Hmm. Can I fix her? Maybe you can, Superjet guy. Can't really say. God forbid women do anything. God forbid women do a little bit of a sadist war crime to nihilism. Okay, there was a real segment buried underneath all this bullshit. Okay, let's get past that. Okay, leaving aside like her disposition generally, um, it is very obvious that there is a massive double standard when it comes to being pro versus anti-Zionist in Hollywood and everywhere in politics. We know for an absolute fact this is the case in D.C. because Rashida Tlaib has been based and red-pilled in opposing the genocide in the Gaza Strip, and she was censured for it. Meanwhile, there are Republican legislators that were literally saying, like, we should ban all Palestinians from entering the country. We should deport Palestinians from the country, and that was fine. No censoring for them. So we know for a fact there's a massive double standard with regards to um, pro or anti-Zionist messaging. It's the case here. It's the case in Hollywood. A lot of this is because ultimately the people who make the big decisions when it comes to who gets hired and fired tend to be very wealthy and conservative, and that means they're more likely to be Zionist. A lot of it is because, okay, I'm not going to be a cucklord lefty and pretend this isn't a factor. In Hollywood specifically, there are a lot of Jews. Jews overwhelmingly are progressive leaning, which means they actually are at odds with the decisions made by studios in terms of like political bias. However, Zionists, both from Israel and conservative Americans, have been very active and aggressive for the past half century in trying to indoctrinate every single Jew into being pro-Zionist. That's why Israel offers birthright, where if you are Jewish, you can go on an all expenses pay, not all expenses, but you can go on a paid trip to, no, they don't pay you to go, they pay for the trip. They pay for you to go to Israel, and then you go to a bunch of museums in Israel, and they're like, look at how cool our Jewish legacy is. Look at this rock we found. Moses licked this rock. I don't know. And then this makes you a Zionist somehow. Yeah, close enough. There we go. So a ton of effort has been spent on trying to make Jews Zionist. And this is because Zionists obviously really, really, really do not want anti-Zionist Jews. Like, obviously, right? Like, there is no type of Zionist that wants there to be any Jews who break from the line in terms of that narrative. Now, there are a lot of Jews in Hollywood and Beverly Hills and Los Angeles and blah, blah. And, while the disposition of the wealthy will almost always be towards conservatism, I think that there is a kind of trauma-based sensitivity towards the subject from a lot of Jewish people in Hollywood who operate at like the non-executive level, right? So if there are people who are Jewish and they're like actors or they run like the production team or whatever else, they might be sensitive to the issue because they have almost certainly experienced significant anti-Semitism in their life, and, B, no, I don't know if you've heard about this, guys. I don't know if you heard about this little thing called the Holocaust, but as it turns out, it's left a negative impression on anti-Zionism in the minds of some people who, fear that it might rise up again. And mind you, by the way, this is probably even more exacerbated from the fact that Jews are more under threat now than they have been in a long time because the rise of far-right, political influence kind of implicitly threatens Jewish people. So a lot of Jews probably see what they perceive to be writing on the wall, and it's like, this rise in like super crazy right-wing fascist politicking alongside now people are going like hardcore anti-Zionist. I'm not saying they're right to be Zionist. They're not. They're wrong objectively. But I do understand where the fear comes from, where the sensitivity and trauma on the subject come from. I think all of this combines to to make it a difficult environment to be militantly pro-Palestinian. However, it seems like there's been a massive outpouring of support for Melissa Barrera, and to a lesser extent, I think, Susan, how are you all pronouncing her name? Sarandon? I don't know if this is some kind of in-joke or whatever. Somebody in chat said that my gay card is being revoked because I don't know who she is. And I recognize her face. I bet if I went over her IMDb, I would know some of the stuff that she's been in. I don't know. Was she in Red? I don't know. Red was good. Was it? I watched it so long ago. Rocky Horror? Wait. Whoa. Was she the chick in Rocky Horror? Like the girl. Yes? Oh. Holy shit, she looks fantastic. That would have been like 50 years ago. Is she like 70? Wait, how old is she? This can't be a new picture. 77? Wow, serving cunt all the way to the end. There is no fucking way. Okay, she's had work done, but the work has been phenomenal. That is crazy. This isn't just crazy at 77. This is crazy for like, honestly, at 57. This looks great at 50. Like, Jesus. Makeup does wonders too. Yeah, sure. But there are shots of her where she's not wearing, she's wearing makeup, of course, but like not so much that it hides the structure of her face. You know, she looks great. Okay, whatever. She is just built different. You know, that's what Assadism does for you. If you want to be young forever, you just, you know, that's the secret. That's the key, okay? If you're if you're an Assadist, 99.9% of your body's cells vote every year to keep you alive. Whereas if you're not an Assadist, there's more indecisiveness on their part. Okay. All right. Okay. Thanks, Glitch. Yeah. So, I mean, I saw a lot of people contrasting against the Zionism is sexy video. He's in Stranger Things, and he was like, there was like, I don't know, a TikTok video or something. They were all, yeah, there we go. See, they're having a little brunch or whatever. They've got little Zionism is sexy stickers. That's cool. This is a good and reasonable thing to do during an ongoing genocide. Yeah, it's these people are you know, contemptible. Obviously, I'm willing to excuse in communities that are Jewish or Jewish adjacent. I guess, like, I understand if there's a paranoia or if there's like a trauma or a fear with regards to the perceived safety of Jews and, you know, Israel and blah blah. That excuse does not run up to Zionism is sexy stickers. You know, it's repulsive. And obviously Noah Schnapp has not faced consequences for this outside of getting absolutely fucking tossed on social media. Again, a lot of Nazis are going to bring this to an anti-Semitic place where it's like, oh, because Jews control Hollywood. But again, they do that for fucking everything. Like that claim has no merit when made by them. You can, like, the only time that a Nazi is correct in saying, well, the Jews did this, is when literally in front of them, a person they know to be Jewish did a specific thing and then stopped and left. Like, that's it, you know? It's beyond that, they're just fucking rolling dice, you know? They see a dog shit in the grass and they're like, oh, a Jew did that. And, you know, they're rolling the dice. Maybe they roll double sixes, you know? Maybe that dog should be on a leash and the person who should have leashed them is like a Jewish guy and it's just like totally incidental. Maybe it's a Jewish dog, you know? But if it is, it's only because the Nazi got a lucky guess. I don't know. This stuff reminds me a lot of the Red Scare, though to a much, obviously to like a lesser extent, you know? Some of the best, I guess, academic work we have on the consequences of the Red Scare and of a sort of academic blacklisting is from Noam Chomsky. And Noam Chomsky has a lot of idiotic positions on freedom of speech, particularly because of, yeah, the McCarthy era. Because as a consequence of there being the looming government threat of some like fascistic dipshit saying, oh, you can't be a university professor because you believe unions are good or whatever, he signed on that letter, that free speech letter, a couple years back. I don't even remember what the letter was about. Was it about J.K. Rowling? No, it wasn't. It couldn't have been. What was it about? Sarah Silverman said Israel had the right to cut off the water to the Gaza Strip and then hosted The Daily Show like the next week. Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Cancel culture, I think. It might have just been a general cancel culture letter. The idea of somebody as legendary as Noam Chomsky signing on to like an anti-cancel culture letter in the context of like internet discourse purely because of the trauma of being subjected to McCarthyism back when he was a young man 500,000 years ago. Whatever. Oh yeah, Amy Schumer. Amy Schumer has like legitimately like been anti-Semitic schizo posting on the TL on Instagram. Lost her fucking mind. And, you know, she hasn't like been dropped by her agent or whatever. Again, it's just it's difficult. You know? It's a difficult environment. All right. That's enough. That's enough rambling. I wanted to do this little segment, or not segment, sorry, this little stream towards the end of the day because again, I didn't know how much time I'd have today. Tomorrow, I'm probably not going to be able to stream. I might also not be able to on Friday. I will try to tomorrow. I can't make any promises on Friday. And the reason for that is because Friday is Black Friday and my brain is broken and I crave deals on high quality designer goods so that I can drape upon my body nothing but the finest Italian leather. I want it. I want it. I want it. Must consume. I'm trying to go for the good stuff. Get you a chair. This chair was like 1,000. What do you want from me? I don't want another chair. Do you look for deals online? What sites do you use? No, I'm going to go in person. I'm going to go to a couple of like fancy men's clothing shops. Are you supposed to be the socialist? You know, if it's a high quality article of clothing made by unionized workers in the West, it's supposed to cost more. It's not just about the designer brand. Temu. Yeah, I'm going to take advantage of some Temu deals. I've got my eye on a Glasswing shop. I'm ready. They have like some weird weeb shit, dude. It's cool. Look, right at the top of their outerwear section, fucking sumo jackets. How neat is that? They lean in towards like soft, oversized stuff. I think some of these look sick. It's like a very like pale wave casual. Wearing this over like I hate that it changed the picture when I scroll over it. Over like a really patterned shirt. Be really neat, I feel. Some of these are really good. Very West Coast. It's very West Coast. Very West Coast, yeah. There were a couple other here that I really liked. Look at this weeb shit. Look at this goddamn Kakashi shirt. My god. Those are Hassan fits. I don't think Hassan wears clothing like this. Am I wrong? Does Hassan wear like oversized soft pale wave clothing in every shade of beige? These are over $400. What are you doing? Well, if you get a good high quality jacket, it lasts like the rest of your life. I mean, I'm not saying I'd buy every item here or whatever. Plus, we're looking for deals. Here, hold on. Okay, what about J. Crew? They're gonna have deals. They're gonna have Black Friday deals. They've got shit. A lot of it's way more affordable too. Look at these deals. A wool blend top coat for $270. Okay. I see you. That being said, I wouldn't wear that. What would I wear? What would I wear? I like this. The denim chore jacket. I actually think this looks pretty good. I don't normally like denim jackets, but I think this actually looks pretty good. Yeah, that's fire AF. I'm always saying this. What else here? What speaks to me? I'm just looking at jackets. J. Crew's quality is pretty bad. Well, they resell, don't they? I mean, they're not they're not the brand that makes the clothing. They have like a bunch of different brands, right? So it depends on what you go with. The fanciest place that I think I want to go on, that I want to go to, is in Bellevue, called Suit Supply. Okay, hold on. Get ready for some fucking bangers, okay? Nobody look at the prices. All right? Now we're cooking with gas. All right? Hey, can we dial these image sizes down just a little bit? Holy shit, why are they so big? Oh my god, whatever. Here, let me see if I can find the one that I really liked. Big ass images. Control scroll wheel. I just did that. It doesn't work. They auto resize. There's no reason to ever have anything this formal in Seattle, I don't think. It never gets cold enough. It's not really required. I want like an Ulster coat or like not a polo, like an overcoat that just hangs open most of the time. Like this looks good. It's also $900. Don't worry about it, okay? Shh. Look, it's high quality clothing, all right? Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Let me see if I can find the thing that I actually want. Okay. I think this vest, or sorry, is this the vest or the shirt? Sand down vest? Does it come with sleeves? No, it is just a vest. Fuck. I thought they had a sleeved version. Maybe it's further down. Okay. Thoughts on the sand overcoat? It's so simple. You can literally wear this with jeans and a t-shirt if you know how to pair the patterns right. That looks so nice. Nice form. South Asian male fashion is the best. There is like a very high emphasis on pale. Get a black one. I don't want black. Everyone dresses in black because they're scared of color. But I'm not racist. Oh, hold on. Drip alert, speaking of wearing black. This safari jacket, it's longer than a regular jacket. It goes down to here instead of here, and it has the safari jacket pockets at like the top and bottom. Come on. Oh, that looks really nice. If you wear this, you can be this handsome. Buy it to have this facial structure. It's belted. Belted is cool. Hell yes. Ignore the belt if you want, but if it's cold enough that you want to close it up, hell yeah. And look, again, it's about like formality, right? Like this guy's not dressed in formal clothing. He's got literally like a V-neck, like a cardigan or a sweater or something. It's cool, but it might not sit well on you. Yeah, I'm not going to order online. I'd try it in person. That looks really good. Oh, hello. Woven by Vitel Barberis Canonico, Italy. See? You get some high quality clothing. You get it made not by slaves, but by humans, usually in Italy, because they do a lot of that. Look, see? A good belted jacket from behind is so good to look at, because from behind there's not normally that much going on with your clothing. Normally it's just like the coat line right here that that sort of blocks out your shape, but having a belt, oh yeah. Especially if you have a big like V shape, you know, with your back and stuff. I'm not super skinny, but I do have a really wide back, so that's cool. Hell yes. This looks really good. Not by slaves, but by humans. What did I say? Sorry, people who are treated humanely. Remember, the key to dressing well these days is have a big oversized jacket and then have it zip down from the top so that the bottom part splays out. That's how you do it. Belted overcoat. See, this comes across too formal to me. Also, I don't like that shade of brown. I think the down jacket actually looks pretty good. Hold on. Blue raincoat. I don't wear blue. I'm a red boy. Light gray herringbone pea coat. Okay. How about the padded parka? How do you guys feel about this? I think this looks dope as shit. I don't know if I'd pay this price for a parka, but this is a really nice fit. Look at that. Pop that collar. Look at this giant ass pocket, dude. Hell yeah, clean as fuck. It's not a parka though. It's got a hood. Can you show me with the hood up? Oh shit, this one was made by E. Thomas, Italy. Hell yeah. Oh, that looks so oh, dude, the what is this called? Crimping? I don't know what this is called. I have no clue what it's called. The cinching? That looks so sick. The scrunching, yes. Fuck, the material looks so nice. We're almost done, guys. Maybe. Not my shit, not my shit, not my shit, not my shit. Not my shit. The bomber jacket's nice, but it's nice. I don't know if I want to wear something that white though. This seems like tempting fate. Navy field jacket. I don't like the blue, but are you not a vest guy? No, I'm not. I'm not a hiker or like 50. Oh, hell yes. Hold on. Fucking drip alert. Absolutely. Pairs with any level of formality. You could wear this over a button-up. You could wear this over a literal fucking t-shirt and jeans. That looks drippy as shit. Hell yeah. And it gives you this facial structure. That's so mid, bro. Bro, you picked the worst one. Ah, the tasteless. Ah, the Philistines in chat rising up. Okay. Oh, even better. And it's belted. Oh, the texture. Oh, pure linen. Oh my god. Pure linen jacket. Oh my fucking god. Not a winter fit at all, but look at that. Holy shit. Oh my god, dude. Belting it, but keeping it open, and you have a button up underneath it. Yes! Yeah, men do need texture. That's right. That guy's jaw is amazing. Yep, and you can have this jaw. It only costs you $400. No, I would not, Renewoo. Can you rate this clothing line from Los Angeles? There are some items here that I think would look pretty good. It's definitely outside of my style, though. As the more I've gotten into the fashion stuff, the more I've begun to appreciate the good fitting of baggy clothing. It's very, very important. Look, guys, come on. Look at that. How many of us, anyone watching, has a linen jacket? A belted linen jacket? You'd be the talk of the town. You'd go out there. Oh, thank you, Trojan Horse. Huh? Yeah, it's just a form of art and presentation. I think it's fun to engage with. I wouldn't be caught dead in that. All right. Whatever. We're almost done. Oh, is that all of it? Oh, we actually are done. What about the other items here? Hold on. We're only looking at the coats here. Shirts. What do you got? Casual shirts, not tuxedo shirts or classic shirts, obviously. I don't want to wear dress shirts. Anything interesting here? Normal. Egyptian cotton flannel. Have you guys ever worn Egyptian cotton? Because I sure haven't. Sand safari shirt. Okay, guys. I don't want to sound like a colonialist or whatever, but this safari shirt and jacket trend with the gigantic like front pockets, like it's flannel except it's a thin material. Ooh. Oh, dude. Fuck. I kind of hate the pockets. No. I love it because it has these big flap pockets. If it had these with like the more small utilitarian snap button pockets, I don't like those. You know, not as much. This is a snap button fit. See, these snap together. It's a Western shirt, but these ones, ooh, I like that a lot. Off-white Western shirt. Oh, he's wearing a shirt in the shirt. Oh, okay, this is a Western, so it's snap? Pearl snap? Yeah, pearl snap, see? My Vosh derangement syndrome worsens every time you do one of these fashion segments. You have to know what looks good in order to seek out its less expensive counterparts, you know? If you're like a fashion god, you can piece together some really good shit by thrifting or even by like shopping at midline clothing brands. But if you want a really high quality piece of clothing, like really high quality, like the kind of thing that you would take care of and keep your whole life, that you would pass down to children potentially if it's a jacket, you're probably not going to find that thrifting. You got to go big. And there's no reason, by the way, that anyone has to own clothing like this to look good, you know? But you guys keep donating to me. And I like the idea of having a few really, really nice shirts and jackets. Also, you could buy this jawline. Okay, I'll admit I'd be more interested if I could afford this. Okay, fine. You know what? Fine, sure. Then let's take it down a bit. Let's take it down a bit. We're going to go back to J. Crew, okay? You think this is too bougie? Fine, that's fine. Casual shirts, J. Crew. It's a shirt. Okay, one of the worst things that t-shirts conceptually have done for men is make them think that a shirt is just like a simple disposable item. Shirts, like t-shirts, I mean, what I'm wearing right now, this is the lowest fucking bar of clothing. It requires the least thought and effort and clothing and material, and it's just like, it is as utilitarian as an item can get. But if you want to express yourself and convey to other people your personality or something about yourself, or even just your aesthetic sensibilities, the same way that one would like order and arrange their phone background or the furniture in their house. If you want to make a statement with that, you can't just say like, "Oh, it's just a shirt." Because there are big differences between shirts, right? Like these shirts, even though they're all just shirts, because they're just shirts, right, convey massively different things about the people wearing them because we have associations. We draw associations between certain styles or lack of style, I guess. I just think a lot of guys feel like they're doing this cool, austere, like stoic thing by not caring about their appearance, when what they're really doing is coping, and they internally feel terrible that they can never feel pretty. Because feeling pretty and the joy of feeling pretty is like a universal human experience. And there are a bunch of guys who are like, nah, I don't go for that. I'm beyond that. I don't like to think about that, whatever. And like what they're really doing is coping, because society has not taught them they can be beautiful, and they have not taught themselves they can be beautiful, so they don't put thought or effort into it, you know? Like if clothing or fashion doesn't work, like imagine I'm looking at like high quality resin table. Some of these nice high quality epoxy resin tables go for like thousands and thousands of dollars, or tens of thousands. But if I was looking at this on stream and going, wow, that's really beautiful, I don't think people in chat would accuse me of being bougie, or of being like conceited or up my own ass, or being frankly gay. Though I am. I think people would just go like, oh, that's beautiful, therefore I sympathize with his interest in beauty, you know? But a lot of guys are like, oh, well, when with men's clothing, it's not like that. This is a good item. And also, this is down to $67, 50% off. This is really nice. Chamois work shirt. I've seen people call these jackets or shirt jackets. If they call it a shacket, I don't trust the outlet that does that, because that sounds really dumb. Where it works equally well as like a top, or as a top over a top. But it looks like a good item. Again, I really like front pockets that have square flaps rather than triangle flaps. Yeah, it's a good fit. It's a good fit. Let's take a look at a couple other items so I can ramble about them. Oh, yeah, there are more of these chamois work shirts, see? I really like that. Seriously, getting like one or two of these, like getting one in like camel and one in like black, is such an outfit upgrade for most men, because they can be worn just normally as tops on their own, buttoned up, or they can be worn unbuttoned over like a regular t-shirt, you know? There's a lot of cool stuff you can do there. Seaboard soft knit shirt and plaid. That looks really nice. And all these are in the $50 to $80 range, which is a lot. Like, it's not like super crazy low quality fast fashion, for sure, for sure. But it's not totally unapproachable. It's workable. That being said, it is J. Crew, so you're not going to see the same kind of like gorgeous, ostentatiously nice outfits that you saw from the suit supply place we were just looking at. Let me see if I can go to another place. Hold on. Oh, here, hold on. This clothing outlet is the place. This is where I get a lot of stuff from them, from like Nordstrom's. Rod and Gun. Unfortunately, I don't think their labor is fully ethical. I'm pretty sure they get a lot of their clothing out from like Vietnam and Bangladesh and stuff. So I'm not exactly, I can't do the whole like, you know, you got this one straight from some guy called Bobbity Boopity in Italy. But they do make really, really good clothing. Yeah, exactly, Daylight Bunny. Hold on. I always go straight to the outerwear first, because the outerwear, that's where you really see what's on the table. All right, we got to think. Okay, we're thinking, boys. What are we thinking? So far, I'm not thinking much. Not gonna lie. This looks nice, but I don't want a fucking sports coat. What do I want? What aesthetic am I going for? Weak jawlines all over this page. Yeah, sorry, these prices won't buy you a jawline. Like the Brooklyn jacket. That's nice. Is it possible to own too many coats / jackets? Yes, of course it is. Their shirts are really nice, though. I have a few Rod and Gun shirts. I was ironing one just earlier today. You've passed a few good ones. Yeah, a Rod and Gun might be a little bit safe for me for jackets, because I want a loud jacket. I think... Hold on. It is harder to get into fashion when you're obese, but there are still absolutely things that you can do to build a good outfit. when you're very fat. I'm from Florida, so none of this is jiving with me. Hey, did you see that linen safari jacket that I was drooling over earlier? That would look amazing in Florida. Seriously. That with a like baby blue polo shirt or even like a light red and some lighter colored chinos or even like the right kind of utility pants would look incredible. You could wear those with shorts. If you really know what you're doing, you could wear shorts with that safari jacket for sure. If the fabric is thin thing, it's linen. Linen is phenomenal for warm climates. I like this wool jacket. Not that pricey either. $158 for a good for like a wool jacket. That's almost suspiciously cheap. Linen is medium weight, so not thin. I mean, it's very airy. Like the fibers are pretty spread out. I feel like I remember seeing. Hold on. Why do I feel like I'm being pulled away right now? What if I lost? Oh, there was something. There was something that I found at Nordstrom's. Um, one of the things that I'm trying to get more of, because I don't want to lean entirely into like men's formal wear or whatever, is I want to get some more like ostentatious patterns, but it's really difficult to find them. One of the thing that bothers me is that one of the only brands that I see consistently put out like interesting looking patterns in their clothing is fucking Gucci, and I'm not wearing any Gucci clothing ever, because fuck that. Not doing that. So, you know, it's really difficult to find. But I did find these pants that I couldn't fit in Nordstrom's because they didn't have my size. But then I found them online and I got them. And let me see if I can find them. Okay. I know these don't look that good on their own like this, okay? But these actually look sick as hell. All right? I feel like you could wear these and like a like white tank top and you could do something good, you know? JoJo ass pants, exactly. Unfortunately, this particular brand, whenever they have patterns, they have the model wear the same pattern on the bottom and top, so you can't actually appreciate what the outfit would look like if applied to a real outfit. It's like, oh, that's what it looks like, you know? But this looks dumb. I feel like this with with the right top could look really good, you know? So I got those. And you all have to say you like them when I get them, okay? While I was looking online, to try to find more ostentatious patterns, I ended up finding a bunch of results from India. Unfortunately, India's kind of far away from Seattle, so I could never try these things on myself. And also, unfortunately, the place that I found that not only got a bunch of shout outs from like Western clothing hype companies, but also seemed to have pretty good stuff themselves. I've heard people on Reddit say that it's a scam. Like the clothing isn't that high quality and it takes too long to show up, or like it doesn't show up at all, or whatever, which really sucks because this Pert Diego thing, holy shit, they've got a sense of style like crazy, man. If you want color, I mean, you gotta look somewhere outside the West, I feel. They've got a lot of good stuff, and that's only like 180, you know, which is incredibly cheap for what this sort of thing is. Look at this. Beautiful. I would be unstoppable. Hippie stores often import it. I tried going to some altered. Some alternative stores. 180, that's a lot of money. I get it's high quality, but well, ostensibly it's not even high quality. But 180 is not a lot for like a high quality piece of outerwear from a designer label. Oh, I did find this one place that seems to be legit though. Hold on, what's the name of this place? Odstro. 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 Clothing. Odstro. Here's their Instagram. They're also from India. They only just started up like a little while ago. And they have a delightful sense of style with colored and patterned short sleeve button ups like Hawaiian shirts. I really like this. Look at the length of the sleeve. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. The sleeve coming all the way down to the elbow, so it's just meant to hang like drapery from your body, but it like flares out from the sleeve. That looks really nice. Clearly there's some kind of gay, which I support. I don't know about the build quality. Again, it's Indian, you know. I don't know that much about them, but they know what they're doing. It's Indian? Yeah, they love color. Pendleton? Pendleton has good clothes. I'm trying in terms of what I'm looking for on Black Friday, I'm trying to limit to stuff in Seattle. Because I want to try it on myself. I need to be skinny so I can look good in this shit. You can absolutely be plus sized and still look good in oh fuck, dude. Hell yes. The crazy thing is these prices are also really low. I mean, it's literally from India, obviously, so there's a pretty big difference in like this. 3,400 Indian rupees. Rupees? Rupees? I always forget which one it is. That's $40. What the fuck? $40 for a Hawaiian shirt made by a startup designer clothing company? With a pattern like that? What the fuck? The shipping would be crazy though. Yeah, like buy fucking 10 shirts, get them over here, pay shipping for all of them at once. Hell yes. Oh my god. What material are these? Cotton fabric. The shirt has a boxy feel and has a button-down closure of pearl buttons. Pearl buttons? Wait, let me see. Let me zoom. I think by pearl buttons they mean color, not like pearl snap. Boxy feel, does that mean stiff? No, boxy feel. It's the way it hangs down. Some shirts will like contour really heavily. This one hangs off of you, like it's meant to drape, basically. Which is deliberate. It's not a problem at all. Yeah, see, boxy fit, 100% cotton, mother of pearl buttons, light pink color. This is not pink. Okay, again, this is an Indian website, so you know we're kind of operating on. What do you recommend for denim pants? Um, so Lucky's, Levi's. The North Face actually has pretty good denim. Dickies? Dickies does something. Oh shit. Do you think they're doing a fucking do you think they're doing a sale at that one place that I checked out 5 million years ago? Where is it? Here it is. Oh shit, boys. 25% off at checkout. Is it time? Is it finally time? The goddamn disco suit, the goddamn Harry Dubois ass outfits. Let's fucking go. Get the undies. Gotta get the undies. Gotta get the undies. What do you have that isn't suits? Shirts, bottoms, jackets. Okay, by jacket you mean suit jacket. Okay. Shirts. Oh, total shift. How are your sweaters just as expensive as your fucking suits? How are you pulling that off? Okay, I don't actually like these. Okay, last thing I'm gonna say is in terms of fit, because all this clothing is overpriced. Possibly. Depends on how it's made. Hold on. Let me see if I can find an example of what I'm looking for here. Okay, guys, are you guys ready? I looked up Temu men's dress shirt stretch. Are you guys ready for a hot bit of fashion advice? A cool tip, okay? Leaving aside Temu or Cost or whatever else, okay? If you're looking for shirts or any kind of clothing online, and don't shop for clothing online if you can help it, but whatever, okay? Never, ever, 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 ever buy any shirts that look like this, that are advertised like this, and look like they're fucking shrink wrapped around like a narrow torso, okay? This does not work in reality. All right? This is fake. You might as well be buying a drawing, okay? What they're selling to you here is the dream of being skinny. Okay? This is not real. All right. I have to end stream. I actually had to end stream a while ago. I've been pretty irresponsible with my time. I've got to prepare for Thanksgiving. I love you guys very much. I'm very sorry if you donated. I will need to look at that in the next stream. I'm actually going to go over super chats because I know those don't always get saved by the thing. The Random Rabbit, thank you for the $5. I think we still would, yeah. Spartacus Burge, thank you for the $5. Mm-hmm. The Random Rabbit again, thank you for the $5. What's your take on pumpkin spice soda? I don't like soda. I do like pumpkin spice though. I'm a white girl, down in my heart, you know. Exendu, thank you for the $20. I really appreciate that. I drive for a living, and in 10 years of hauling garbage, I can say that's not actually the worst drunk driving I've seen. Well, you know, not all acts of drunk driving get you labeled a terrorist, so, you know, there's still something exceptional going on there. Anti-Climaxer, thank you for the 20 Australian. I really appreciate that. Hey, Voosh, just wanted to say thanks. Your streams and clips have become part of my morning routine, and your voice helps me function through the first couple hours of the daily grind. Big love from Australia. We love our Australians here on the stream. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I'm really happy to hear that I can help, you know, help the day stay pleasant as best as possible. Thank you. Zengara11, thank you for the 100 kronar. In a world too often governed by corruption and arrogance, it can be difficult to stay true to one's philosophical and literary principles. Matches pretty well here. Yeah, to an extent. I don't know what this is referring to now in retrospect. Probably the one guy yelling at the cart vendor? Probably, yes. That makes sense to me. I believe that. Beatific Death, thank you for the $20. Other than being a gigachad filled with godly testosterone, how can a normal person get a majestic beard like that? I've been growing a goatee for like 8 years, but I'm trying to become like you, my boy Lamau. I'm pretty sure that beard genetics are just genetics, you know? I mean, all I really do is exist, and the beard sort of happens. I mean, in terms of like cultivating, I guess, or in terms of like shaping it properly, it really depends on how your beard grows, and that varies person to person. The grain and the direction that the follicles grow in can vary massively. There's a lot of fuss about that, you know? I'm afraid I don't really have much in the way of specific info there. Madeline Gibson, thank you for the $10. Dudes, please shop online Black Friday. Sincerely, all retail workers. Shopping online for clothing, in my opinion, is a bad bet unless you've bought that item before and you're getting it in like a different color or something like that. Like, you know exactly how it fits. That being said, I do generally agree. It's worth noting, by the way, that Black Friday sales almost always continue through the week. Check with your local stores, and aren't just on Black Friday. Like, they extend out into the week. Still alive, thanks to $20. Yes, I think that fear was a major reason that people came out for Biden and Dems in droves in the past elections, and I think that effect will continue. As long as Republicans are perceived to be a tremendous threat, which they are, I think that will be the case, yeah. All right, Silas. Thank you for the $5. Vosh, I've been hopelessly addicted to weed since I was 13. I'm now 22. I've been watching your streams while detoxing 14 days. Thank you for being here. Oh, shit. Well, I guess we'll try not to bring up weed anymore to prevent a relapse, right? I hope you do well. You know, we're all rooting for you here. All of us based anti-weed Giga Chads, at least. Rick with $5. Half listening to this as I sew patches onto a vest with fishing lines sounds like American Psycho ASMR, and it's unintentionally funny. Oh my god, look at the subtle contour of that linen safari jacket. Oh my god, the bunching on the back. Yeah. Lance Lee with the $2. How much are the clothing brands paying you? Yeah. Gaffic at the $5. I love the fashion arc. Please put this money towards a jacket that chat will hate. Oh, I'll be sure to. I actually did recently go shopping and got a lot of items. I spent what mathematicians would describe as an amount of money at Nordstrom. But most of the items that I got there were actually, like, they were pricey, but not designer pricey. I got like a jogger, a pair of joggers from PacSun. I ordered some Dickies. That was $30, by the way. You know, for the most part, it was pretty cheap. I think there was one item that I got, but in retrospect, I feel like I don't know if I like it that much. I got a bunch of heavyweight shirts from Abercrombie and Fitch, but I ordered those online because I've already worn them in person, so whatever. That happens all the time. Yeah, I'll need to see. Let me see if I can find it on the Nordstrom site so I can show you guys what I did. Wow, I'm never going to find it if I just scroll through. I think I have to look for bomber jacket. It was a bomber jacket, I'm pretty sure. A 4-button bomber jacket. Hamas jacket, thank you. I don't know if I'm going to find it. Nordstrom sells so much shit. It's also literally just hanging right over there, so I could just show it. See? Like this? I liked it in the store, but in retrospect, I think it comes across a little bit too preppy, a little bit too college fit. You know, like you'd wear it over like an Oxford blue shirt or something. I think I might just not know how to make it work yet. Oh, one thing that is nice about it, though, is that you can do the fashion thing, where you have only the top button buttoned. Like that, you know? I feel like the sleeves don't bunch correctly. Eh. Does that even look good? That's what I'm asking, Don. I think that does it. Also, if I keep talking about this shit, I'm never going to leave. All right. I love you all very much. I'm going to send you over to Canoe. My good friend Canoe. My good friend and roommate Canoe, I should say. I love you all very much. You're beautiful people. I got to go do stuff. No streams are guaranteed for the next 2 days. I'm very sorry. They're busy days for me. I will try my best, but you guys know how I am. I love you. Take care of yourselves. Hey, have a wonderful Thanksgiving, you know, for those who celebrate, for Americans, you know. Good luck with the politics talk with the family if that's going to be an issue. Remember, you do not have a moral obligation to argue with the racist uncle. You don't have to. You can just chill. It's fine. It's all right. It'll be okay. Take care. Stay safe. And I'll see you soon. Send you over.